I gotta fix your clothes.
Right? I know. Hi, everyone. Welcome to BurnerSphere. We're here for another phenomenal art talk, this time with Elnara and Nasirli, who's going to be talking about the Desert Air Oasis BreathCore 7. So we're just waiting for a few more people to hop onto the platform, and then we're going to head over to Deep Playa. We'll be at the Bijou in Deep Playa and be talking about her piece. Very exciting.
Oh, wow. I have to remember it.
It's like one or two?
2:15 and... Oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember. Deep Playa, that's for sure. I need to look on the map. I don't have my map with me. Will I be able to actually? Oh, let me try.
Yeah, but it doesn't have all the art on it. Doesn't have the coordinates.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was somewhere around there, at 211, almost.
We have a location. I have a location. Official location says 1250, 5100.
Okay, so that would be, if you want to come over to the map, that would be like,
I forgot. Yeah, this one doesn't have the coordinates to
right about there, and 5100 would be right about there.
I forgot. I had it on my map. I had them on my map.
I'm not tall enough to do that.
The 5100. What does that
5100 feet from the man.
51.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Yeah, 5100 feet from the man. So if it's 1250 and this is 12 o'clock, 1250 would be sort of.
So the temple's at 3,000. Temple is 3,000.
Wow, that's out
from the
there.
man. So 51.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
5100 is like halfway between the temple and the end.
Hey, Mice.
Hello.
Well, I think we should probably head over and go to the Bijou Deep Playa world. Let's do it. So we're going to go over to the world selector, and we're going to click through until we see Bijou Deep Playa. So click the brown arrows to the probably to the left until you see Bijou Deep Playa, and then hit go.
Yeah, it's the updated model.
Yeah, it's not the same one. The other one had a general next to it.
Yes, the general is not present at the moment.
Taking a break.
I don't know. Our team really likes to put that guy everywhere, so he's kind of part of the team. The general is.
Oh, he's part of the team. I love it.
And there's 1001 Bijou and the train station.
This is going to be fun because we're going to be back in here for the film festival, which is happening March 6th through the 8th. And we're going to have this big film festival of a bunch of Burning Man documentaries. And many of our screenings are going to be in the Bijou Theater itself, which is right here in the Bijou Deep Playa world. And we're right next to the trash fence, which you can see right along there. So we are in deep, deep, deep Playa, and you can see the city off in the distance. So join us on March 6th through the 8th. It is free and open to all. But what we are here for is to talk about the Desert Air Oasis BreathCore 7. So, all right, friends, dust lovers, and deep breathers, gather close because today we get to welcome Elnara Nasirli, an artist who lives right at the crossroads of environmental tech, biotech, and immersive mixed media. Elnara builds worlds where sculpture, sound, light, and movement come together to feel alive and strangely familiar. In 2025, on the Playa, she brought us Desert Air Oasis BreathCore 7, a speculative organism imagined as if it were built in the year 2162, long after trees are gone and breath itself becomes a shared technology. With slow breathing, kirigami lungs, meditative motion, and a mechanical heart, the piece asked a very burner question. Can the same machines that harm our planet also help us survive together? This work evolved from earlier versions that were shown at COP29 in Baku, went on to receive the Lavaza Blend Forward Award and the Audience Award, earned a BBA Art Prize nomination in Berlin, and continued its journey at the Reno Art Fair. So please help me give a warm BurnerSphere welcome to the brilliant visionary Elnara Nasirli. So come on up.
Hello. Is here good?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Elnara.
Sounds great.
How do I?
So Doug is the camera.
Okay. Okay. So, who do I look at and where do I stand? Please guide me on this, first of all. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It's an honor. It's been a trip to get to Burning Man. And this is actually a collaborative piece together with an artist, colleague, engineer called Mechanism. And our whole team is based in Azerbaijan, and we're all from Azerbaijan. And I'd like to present them because it's super important. So basically, it's me, Mikhail Hussein, which Mechanism, Hassan Hagverdiev, Kamal Muradzadeh, and Kenan Hasanov. And Kenan is the only member who could not come to Black Rock City because of visa issues, because he lives in Canada. Surprisingly, it was easier to get visas from Azerbaijan. And he took care of all of the renders and all of sleepless nights of us trying to explain to him what we're trying to achieve over the phone. And I'm just super grateful for the team for all of their time, effort, and most importantly, patience, because to build something like this was pretty tough.
So was he the one that actually created the model that we're standing next to?
Yes, so the 3D model is created by him, yes. But the idea was developed by me and Mechanism. So the design of the piece, of both the outer shell and the inner shell, was designed by us. So
you know what's really interesting is I saw the name Mechanism, but
yes,
I wasn't sure how to pronounce it because it's all consonants. But now that you're saying it, it sounds like mechanism.
Yes, exactly.
Ah,
it's like
that is.
Yes, in Russian, that's how it's pronounced. So it's like
that is really cool.
He builds machines.
He builds machines, and his name is Mechanism, but it's Mechanism.
Yes.
That is very cool. Now that puts like the letters to the pronunciation into the inner meaning. I love that. Well, let's start off. Can you share the story behind Desert Air Oasis BreathCore 7, and what world are we stepping into when we encounter this piece?
So basically, the idea first came along because of my environmental background. I'm an environmentalist by education, and for me, I wanted to communicate um, a message about a post-apocalyptic future where there's mass extinction. And what do we do when there's mass extinction and there are no trees? We suffer from basically we can't breathe. So I wanted to show a very physical way of portraying how this can affect us now. So in a gallery setting, Air Oasis, BreathCore 7, we showed it, and it looks very meditative. So we have the Japanese kirigami lungs that we created ourselves, and they breathe. So the audience first sees it's so beautiful and so peaceful, and then we start talking about why we created this, and people step back a bit because they get a little shook by by the message. So basically, one of these machines. So you're looking at the very first machine in history that of its kind that replaces a tree, and it pumps air and it clears CO2. And the outer shell that you see made of bamboo was created specifically for Burning Man because we were very worried about weather conditions. So the inner piece is very, very fragile because the lungs are made of paper, and most importantly, the central mechanism is actually a replica propeller, replica radial engine. So it just pumps air. So basically, usually for these kind of installations, people would use compression, and we went all out. We just created something one of a kind and new, and it worked. It worked. Very happy about the result. So for the outer shell that's made from bamboo, that's a funny story actually, and I'd like to say thank you to the Spartanburg Area Conservancy from the Glendale Shoals Nature Preserve in Spartanburg, South Carolina, because they were amazing. We were basically trying to source some free bamboo to build this piece, and they were like, "Oh, please come to our reserve and just chop up bamboo." So we have this plan that we're going to come all the way from Azerbaijan with this machine in our luggage. So basically, we only had our machine. Okay, we're gonna just bring chainsaws. So we did, and a thunderstorm started, but we only had 2 days to chop everything down. So we had to chop down 250 pieces of bamboo by ourselves in a thunderstorm. And it was
in
fun.
South Carolina.
Yes.
Which is nowhere near the Black Rock Desert.
Nowhere near. But we were so happy. And we're from Azerbaijan, so for us bamboo is like a very precious resource. And we come there and they're like, oh, they're just horrible. They're like weeds, they grow everywhere, we want to get rid of them. And we're like, oh, please, we're here. We'll take as much as we can. But we weren't expecting the weather. So we were soaked, and it was just hilarious. And then we had an issue. We took a little tractor, so we had to take it from the reserve to like an area where a truck could take it. And 2 hours, an hour before we were supposed to leave to the airport, the truck service says the truck is not coming for the bamboo. And we're like, what do you mean? Like,
no.
This is stressful. Like we chopped down 250 pieces of bamboo that we cannot carry. Obviously, we have a flight because we have to be in Nevada City to start preparing the carcass for the piece. So we have to be there early. Finally, so Mikhail's sister helps us out enormously. So thank you to Alisa and Ilya for helping us out. If it wasn't for them, they somehow found another truck. We quickly, within like 30 seconds, we we put all of the bamboo in the truck, and the truck went straight to Nevada City, and then we flew through Dallas to Reno, and we were starting to look for the other materials that we needed. So basically, again, we're from Azerbaijan, so our materials are like $25 per sheet, and then we come to Reno and they're like $250 per sheet, and we're like,
Oh,
we
God.
can't afford this. This is not happening. We need to think of something. So we spent like 4 days on the road. We went through 2 states, so we sourced. We basically went through Nevada, through California, and we searched every warehouse, every store for something that could replace. And as you said, Doug, the material that is like reflective, and it's like we were trying to find something that was reflective and shiny, but instead we found something better. So we found this custom material, and we were so happy, and we could find it in rolls. So we didn't have any material that we wasted. It was a very small amount, and we used it for souvenirs. So that turned out great. And basically, the bamboo arrived 2 days late, so we were a bit behind on construction. It was very tough. We got sunburned, so it was tough. But then we were lucky enough to build at Gerasimos and Rachel's not camp, but residence. So we stayed with Abraxas. They're from Abraxas, and big thanks to them, and also Mike, and also Ethan, and everybody at Abraxas, because we were first time burners, so we were super grateful. They just took us in. They saw how desperate we were. I think spending all our money and just trying to build something in the middle of the desert. Lifelong dream we've been saving for years and years, and so everybody was super supportive with like we had issues with power, and we had help with the solar panels. Like it was a team effort, but the entire camp helped basically. So we arrive at Black Rock City. The weather's beautiful, and we get our disc, we get our location, we set up, and then we leave back to camp, and then the storm starts, and I get lost. And my team was dead for 3 hours. First time experience for first time burners, 80-mile-an-hour winds.
Yes.
It was intense. It was intense. Oh, more people. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was very intense this year. I love how, and I don't know if you specifically wanted to make it look like, it looks like a diamond, but it also looks like a spaceship, or was that shape very intentional, or is that just how the bamboo works?
Basically, there's a lot of shapes we can build with bamboo, and we've had quite some experience. But with this shape in particular, we wanted something that fell from the sky and was buried. So the slant, that was extremely tricky to do physically, is intentional, so that it looks like it's buried in the ground. And because it's year 2162, so it's basically a survival pod from the future. So any one of us, for instance, can walk in there, breathe some fresh air, and they also have these pods. This is its model is called BreathCore 7. So there were more models before it, and you can have add-ons like toilets, kitchen, blood work, vitamin drips, all sorts of things. So basically, you can live inside. So these kind of pods could be dispersed all over the world, and could be a sustainable sort of survival adaptation for the future.
So is this actually working? Were participants coming up and breathing through the machine?
Well, it's a hypothetical scenario, so you cannot really breathe through it, because in the scenario we have a CCS filter with algae, and in the future it'll be possible to do so. Carbon storage with algae is very common, but the mass scale of it has to be huge. But hypothetically, we're thinking that we could make filters that are extremely compact and that would filter the air extremely efficiently. And the panels that are on the outer shell are solar panels, so they basically fuel the machine while it's functioning.
Oh, very cool. Why 2162? That seems like a very specific year. Why did you choose 2162 as the moment this prototype exists? And what exactly does that say about the future choices we're making today?
I'll be honest, there wasn't a specific date that I had in mind. I just thinking of something that is way in the future but could feel realistic, because for this artwork in particular I made up an artificial law. So basically it's an air tax. So it's air tax law 710M, adopted 7th November 2139. By this tax, every single person is basically has a quota, a daily quota for CO2 clearance per day and O2 consumption per day. So this all ties into a future where it's very Orwellian, like it's very controlled, and a specific year just helps, I guess, be immersed in the concept and and just feel how this could be like we were discussing, like being in BurnerSphere itself is very Black Mirror, but being in this concept itself, it's also quite Black Mirror because your oxygen is controlled, your actual breathing is controlled. So it's not only your eating, your behavior, but it's also your breathing. And something really funny happened. So basically we had like a malfunction at night where we didn't have power supply for like a couple of minutes, and the people, the audience came into the pod. They're like, we can't breathe when the lights were out, and we're like, you guys, you're taking it way too we love the idea that some people that were like super grateful, and that we were sharing that it was very important for us to be inside the piece because we were working on it till Friday evening. So basically just before the man burned, we were still working on the piece, and because of the storms and the thunderstorms and everything. But we were quite determined. By the end of it, we were not caring much about the storms, but we really wanted to finish. So we had basically people from the Ply coming in every day and checking on us. It's like, oh, how is it developing, and how is it so supporting us. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, I really love the camaraderie of everyone in Black Rock City. They just want you to succeed, and they will do everything they can to help you succeed. What do you need? What tools do you need? Do you need more people?
Yes.
Just a random stranger is like, how can I help you succeed? Everyone is like that. It's one of the most beautiful aspects about Burning Man that I love. So what first inspired you to imagine a future? I mean, this is pretty dystopian, to imagine a future where trees are gone and breathing itself becomes a shared technological system. Was there something that inspired that?
Yes. So basically the predecessor of this work is Whispering Forest. And Whispering Forest is basically, it was first built from my grandfather's trees. So when my grandfather passed, long story short, his tree passed away immediately after. And I used to climb that tree, mulberry tree, and eat from that tree. And so his memory basically passed together with the passing of the tree right in front of his window. And I started collecting tree signals, so basically plant signals all over the world. And I decided, why don't I collect live mulberry tree music from my garden and connect it to my grandfather's tree through vibration and bring it back to life. So basically, if you hug a tree, it starts playing music, vibrates, and you feel sound through your body. So basically, you feel the life that goes through a living tree. So the xylem, phloem, the electrical signals, and the communication that happens between trees through the mycelium for hundreds of millions of years. So it's about communication between trees on a super mass scale. So this after this artwork was done and it was presented, and a lot of people were like, you want people to hug trees? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Totally.
What's the next thing? Like, how can I basically make people connect to nature, but through a different environmental scenario? So the idea came to life that a breathing tree. So what else can a tree give us? For instance, it can give us electrical signals that we can convert to sound. It can also bring us, it brings us, the most important thing is oxygen. So we can breathe, and it filters our air system and everything. So that's where the idea came from. It's just, I think, just a continuation of these environmental artworks that we started building.
Have you thought about adding those sounds from the electrical signals from hugging trees to the Desert Air Oasis?
I have indeed, but the trick is Desert Air Oasis is a very fragile piece. So with the trees, with Whispering Forest, people are encouraged to touch the trees, to hug the trees, and they don't really mess with the electronics. But with this piece, we noticed that everybody wants to touch the filters, and they want to like breathe in the filters, and we're trying to tell them that it's a visual piece. Yes, it's interactive in the sense that it's creepy because it doesn't work until you approach it. So basically, you step into close contact with a tree and it just starts breathing, but you step back because you want to see how it's moving. It's like a living organism, so you don't really want to touch that. But for the whispering trees, it's different. It's like you want to hug the tree and just connect. You just want to just be in that moment as long as possible. Basically, a lot of people just meditated.
And that brings us to breath. You know, breath is central to this work. What does breath represent to you personally, and why is it important to make it collective experience rather than an individual one?
Because we're all part of one system. I mean, if we don't, why do so much? Like, I'm always asked the question, like, why do you do this? Like, it's such a hassle. It's such an effort, time, everything, you know, like people, like motivation, trying to motivate the team, like, and then at the end of the day, you see people collectively discussing an issue that is super important for us in the future, super important for our children in the future. I mean, that's the point. That's the whole point. Collectively is the only way we can solve any problem, because then there's a discussion.
Yeah,
and
I lead a meditation on Wednesday mornings called the Collective Breath, and it's a time for us to all get together and as unified and breathe together, right? And it is the simplest thing that we can do together. Yeah, every Wednesday morning around this time.
I'll be there.
You are welcome to. Yeah, we do it right here in BurnerSphere. But I do it because breathing together collectively really has that unified feeling to it.
It does, and
definitely. It's the simplest thing that we can do.
Definitely.
So the piece suggests that machines can be both a cause for ecological collapse and a tool for survival. So how do you hold that paradox in your relationship with technology?
I think it brings hope, because I'm terrified of AI, to be honest, and environmental pollution on a mass scale, and just takeover of just basically just the sheer scale of um, mass production. Um, so for me, it's, I don't know, it's, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my God. What was I
That's
gonna say?
okay. No worries. It's the paradox between the machines
paradox.
being what destroys us and the machines
Yes.
being what saves us.
Yes. What saves us? But also, there's always a group of people that always finds a way to find a solution. And if there's any problem, there's always, I believe that there's always going to be a way of, like, a community solution to any kind of problem. I'm just worried with this paradox. I'm just worried about the scale. That's what I started talking about, and I forgot about the question. But yes, the scale of destruction is much greater than what we can achieve in preventing it. So prevention is not an option anymore. Like, we need to clean up. We need to clean up fast. And I think creating artworks like this just makes people think, it's like, maybe I can build something that can actually be helpful in the future in order to aid the cleanup. Because depending on governments and depending on giant corporations to have financial support, like to build these machines that can help clean, it's we can't depend on that. We have to do something ourselves as well, and there are a lot of us. So if each of us does something for the environment, I think it's worthwhile.
Yes, it's very worthwhile. Anything that can bring, anything that can bring to the forefront of consciousness the fact that we need to clean up, that we need to come up with solutions for our survival in the future. Like, the planet will be okay. We won't be okay.
Yes, exactly.
Your work evolved from earlier versions, which were shown in gallery settings before arriving at Burning Man. So how did the meaning or energy of this piece change when it was placed on playa?
Actually, that's a very good question, because in a gallery setting, it's so basically we had a lot of people who wouldn't traditionally go to galleries, because it was first presented at COP29 in Baku. So this allowed us to widen our audience. So people who would not pay attention to environmental problems in a gallery setting finally could do that. So it's a different kind of audience. So basically we have the art crowd, so people who regularly come to galleries. We have the museum crowd, so people who go to museums, and kids, a lot of children. And then for Burning Man, it's just the most natural thing we can think of, because it's a survival machine in a dusty desert. So we were thinking, this is a perfect fit. This is an absolutely perfect fit. But how are we going to build this in the middle of the desert, and how are we going to bring it to so basically our trip was Baku, Istanbul, New York, South Carolina, Spartanburg, Dallas, Reno, Nevada City, Black Rock City.
Wow.
And same way back, but no Spartanburg. So
that's a lot.
It was tough.
And you got to see a lot of that. You got to see a lot of the U.S. You got to see a pretty good cross section.
Yes, first time for 3 of us to be in the U.S. ever, and we fell in love. It was incredible. especially in Nevada and California. It was I don't know, pleasantly surprised. Just in general, everybody was super friendly, uh, just amazing, and the nature. And we went to Lake Tahoe to check it out, and just driving,
So beautiful.
beautiful, just beautiful, absolutely.
Lake
Picture,
Tahoe is all about the trees. So
yes,
if you want to talk
exactly.
about a beautiful place with trees.
Yes. I hugged some trees here. There, I'll be honest. I confess. Some amazing trees.
But when you come back, you need to go up to the sequoias and hug those giants. They're
Oh, yes,
really,
my
really
dream.
incredible to stand. Yeah, to stand at the base of one of those giant sequoias. Burning Man audiences often engage physically with art. So, can you
Yes.
describe some of the interactions or emotional responses that maybe surprised you when people experienced BreathCore?
So first of all, we designed the piece not to have an entrance. So not like a completely like entrance. So it's not a door.
Right.
So you basically walk into the piece on a slanted angle, and people really were curious because they're like, oh, I saw that UFO piece, and they're like, come inside. And then we start talking, they're like, oh wow, this is really complicated. And we're like, yes, we didn't just build a UFO in the middle of the desert. Like, I think the UFO shape was chosen specifically so that people could relate to something they know. So it's a simple form, but it's a simple, complicated form that everyone can identify. And then inside, it's a bit more complicated. But it also, the shape replicates the flowers. Can you see the flowers? The kirigami flowers? So it's the same shape as the flower. So it's what's the word? So there's 7 sides. So basically 7 sides for the flowers and 7 sides for the outer shell. So they mirror each other.
Okay. Oh, okay. I totally see that now. And is there I'm sorry if I missed it. Was there a significance to the 7?
No, just favorite number.
Favorite number? I like 7 too. It's totally fine. Yeah.
I could bring more examples. I could make it more poetic, but
So last question. After creating Desert Air Oasis BreathCore 7, what questions are you still sitting with about the future, ecology, survival, and our shared responsibility to the planet?
Phew.
I know, tough questions.
How can we involve robotics in the future through plants? So basically, how can we use plant data and plant intelligence in machinery and in artificial intelligence, basically? So, okay, we use a lot of data in general, and the data is not usually plant-derived. So I'm curious about plant-derived data, to be honest, more than anything. What can the plant tell us?
I think it would be really exciting if we can use AI to decipher the language of plants.
Yes.
I know that sounds insane, but we know
But
they're
it's
communicating
possible.
with each other.
Yes.
It has to be possible.
I read
what are they going to say to us? They're probably going to say, you're doing it wrong.
We're definitely not cooperating like they are. We're all about conflict, not cooperation. And I think that's the most important thing we will learn from them, because they survived how many mass extinctions?
How many have there been? I mean, they survived all of them?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the irony of creating of artwork about mass extinction of trees, when they've survived all of them, and we're bare, like I don't know what future holds for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tina, also I wanted to say, can you see the red on the floor? So basically, if you're standing there at night, inside, it's like you're inside one of those breathing pods. So you're inside one of these flowers. So it breathes together.
Oh.
And so it's a pulsating light that starts in the mechanism at the center. It goes into the flowers and it descends as a root network around you. So you are inside a breathing system.
Oh, I
wish
see
I
the
could show you.
shape. That the shape on top of the flower is the same as the shape of the mechanism.
Yes.
Oh, I
yes.
get it now. That is cool.
So you're inside a lung, basically. You're looking at a lung, you're breathing, but you're also inside one, so you can breathe with it.
Yeah,
yes,
so that was my
RGB.
next thing. So let's
go.
check out what it actually looked like by going over to the screen over here.
It's wicked.
This is a time lapse of on Saturday. So we were getting interviewed, and then the temple started burning, and we caught it on camera. And we didn't think it would be on camera.
Ooh.
Nice.
I think
This is a
I
close-up.
Oh wow.
I wonder if we could get these done as animations on the model. We could show it working.
That would be incredible.
Oh yeah, you could.
We just got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, we just, got to figure that out.
Just
Doug.
that's more of me actually.
I wish all of you guys could see it in person as well.
Is it back in Azerbaijan with you, or is it still in the States?
The machine, yes, and the artwork is in. 1 second. I'll tell you exactly. At.
It really looks like a diamond. That's beautiful material that you have on the outside.
Thank you, thank you. We were so lucky to find it. The piece, it's at Grand Artique right now, but
Okay.
I don't know if they reassembled it now or not yet. I don't know. But the machine, yes, we took back.
Do we have any questions from
Any questions, guys?
open floor?
I wanted to know what drew you to Spartanburg, South Carolina. Wait a minute.
Oh, let's move away from the screen.
Move away from the
we
screen,
can-
yeah.
move away from the screen so we can hear. So the question that Swirly had was, what drew you to Spartanville, South Carolina?
Well,
Spartanburg.
as soon as
Barbecue?
we had a barbecue, not in particular. Basically, because we didn't know many people in the U.S. At the time. Now it's a different story. So basically, we reached out to all the friends and family that we knew, and they reached out to people that they knew, and they helped us with logistics. So basically, one of our team members' family reached out and found this bamboo. So it was, and they were like Spartanburg, and it just worked out. So it was great.
Okay. I was just curious. I'm from South
Very lucky,
Carolina.
very lucky.
It seemed like a long journey you had there.
Yes. But it was done in advance. So basically, we tried to do as much logistics as possible in advance. But obviously, things that will go wrong. But we connected with a lot of burners online, with a lot of artist burners online, with a lot of camps. Like we had quite a lot of online support before we went. So that was very, very helpful.
Okay, great.
Let me get you to move forward a little bit because you're sort of half in your art piece.
Oh,
There you
sorry.
go. Perfect, perfect. You're perfect.
for telling
Anybody
me.
else? Yeah, sure. Sure. Sort of like your head was sticking out, the rest of your body was behind.
I'm part
It
of
would
it
look
now.
weird on YouTube. Anybody else have any questions? Did you have barbecue when you were in South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yes, we did, and it was one of the best barbecues we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sweet tea.
Definite. No regrets there. No regrets.
Yes. 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 You got to make sure if you're going to come all the way to the United States and all the way to South Carolina to go to Burning Man, you got to eat the barbecue and have the sweet tea.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Anybody else have a question? Yes, Mice.
Did you cut green bamboo or the dead bamboo?
Green. Completely green.
So was
It's
there a
a
problem
full-
with it drying out and splitting by the time you got it to Burning Man or in Burning
we were
Man?
lucky because it was starting to dry on its way to Nevada City, and then we spent 2 weeks building it in Nevada City. So it gradually started drying without a very radical temperature change and like the humidity. So we were lucky. It withstood incredible strain, but also as soon as we deinstalled at Black Rock City, we installed it in Reno at the Reno Art Fair, so it survived.
Wow, yeah.
Yes. So we were very lucky. The bamboo was quite thick, and it's like fantastic quality bamboo. It's like we don't have that kind of bamboo back here.
It was probably really fortunate that you built later in the week, because a lot of pieces that were trying to get done like on time for gates to open got destroyed.
Yes. So we were lucky we were late.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Anybody else? No? Well,
I think we're good.
I guess that's
It was
it.
very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank
It's a
you.
pretty cool piece. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you might be. Azerbaijan,
Yeah,
I
it's like
think that's
11
the
p.m.
furthest.
now. That's amazing. Glad to hear. Glad to hear.
Do you have any future locations where the piece is going? Obviously, the art piece is still in the States and the lungs are with you. Where are they going next?
There is no plan for this piece, but for the previous piece, it's in a museum in Saudi Arabia now.
Oh, wow.
With rainforest. And it's going to go to Argentina in March, and then to Venice for the Biennale, and then to Berlin, and then to Iceland, possibly. That's the only possibly. So it's traveling. But with BreathCore, I think it takes at least 3 days to set up in a clean environment, and it takes a week to set up at Burning Man. Like it took a while. So it's much more difficult to set up. So I don't know. Let's see after this interview what opportunities will come for BreathCore.
I hope so. I hope people watching this and they're like, oh, I want this to come to my organization's conference. It fits in really well. I hope it wasn't too difficult to clean after Burning Man.
To be honest, we didn't even want to clean it because I don't know, we're a little in love with playa dust. It just gives it that post-apocalyptic vibe, and it really just adds to the texture. It's just yeah. So gallery setting is a bit difficult for us now. It's like we come to the gallery, it's like, oh, this is just too easy.
Yeah. Oh, can you like throw on massive fans and put flour in our faces while we try to set this up, please? Make it more difficult. Yeah, I've
It's-
heard other artists say that once you set up at Burning Man, everything else is easy.
Yes, but easy in a bad way as well. It's like it's like the satisfaction is not there. Like when we
Mm.
set up at Burning Man, we were so satisfied with ourselves. We did something impossible. So after that, it's like, what, you set up on the moon? Like, you do? like what's the next step?
Well, there's
Doug,
definitely no trees on the
you're
moon.
halfway into the machine there. You're halfway in, yes.
Well, thank you so much. We are very appreciative of you coming and talking to us and telling us about your piece. And I look forward to hearing more about your art all over the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully, see you soon. And nice to meet you all.
Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
for
you
coming.
too.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Wait, and